Well, hello everybody, we're live. My name is Robert Redfern, and for those who don't know me, and I'm not sure people have been invited that don't know me, but I'll tell you who I am anyway. Back in 1987, my mother died of lung disease at age 62, and a year later my father died of cancer, and he was 64. And that suddenly woke me up that people die young, even though we have this supposedly wonderful healthcare system, which I'm going to tell you is not a healthcare system, it's a disease management system. They don't ever get you healthy. And so I became, if you like, an evangelist about natural health. I researched everything I can ever find about natural health. And I just spent all my life writing books, writing newsletters, helping people. And I didn't plan to do these. I'm going to do 5 days a week at this time every week, answering questions and telling people news about, and hopefully putting my point of view over what's happening and answering your questions. I didn't plan to do this, but I'm so annoyed. I'm so angry. I'm angry at what's going on with this. I call it the coronavirus. Other people call it the coronavirus or COVID-19, they've got some lovely names of the pharmaceutical industry. But this is what's happening. We are literally, going towards a catastrophe. It's just crazy because the whole thing is just being created as a method of getting everybody under the control of the pharma medical cartel, as I call them. The pharma medical cartel is just about right because they're as close to a drug organization that you can get. And they are slowly taking over control of everybody's lives. They were doing it before, but I think they've suddenly found that they can literally take over people's lives by terrorizing them. And if this isn't terrorizing, I don't know what is. And so it could actually be something else. It could be, if you like, that they looking forward to crashing the banking system. I don't know. But I know what's happening at the moment, which is people are terrorized. Even people who know me, who listen to me, when I tell them that this is almost certainly fake, they go, it can't be, Robert. It can't be. Can it, Pedro? It can't possibly be. Pedro's our webmaster, and poor Pedro still cannot believe that the pharmaceutical mafia would actually do this just to get control. But I think they do. I'm going to go into that in more detail over the coming days. But just a little bit more about myself. I have no education in medicine whatsoever. In fact, I don't want any education in medicine because medicine is disease management. It looks after your disease. It doesn't get you healthy. To get healthy, you have to change your lifestyle, the cause of disease. Our conditions, whether it's lung disease or heart disease or even Alzheimer's, it's not caused by, if you like, a weakness in the system and a lack of drugs. It's caused because our lifestyle, our very lifestyle is causing them. And I know this because it's now 37 years, whatever, since I started this. I'm 74 now, and I have helped thousands of people get rid of conditions, everything from cancer to fibrosis of the lungs, where people have been given a year to live. And it was simply a matter of changing their diet, changing their lifestyle. And that's really what infuriates me, because they're talking about this virus as though it's a deadly thing. And I'm in the UK at the moment, and about 55 people have died. Now, that's terrible. You know what I mean? You know, my parents died within a year, and it is terrible. But it's a drop. It's a drop of people dying. Just in the UK alone, 50,000 people die from sepsis in hospitals. Sepsis. I mean, it's just crazy. Why would the 55 people be classed as a pandemic and to close everything down? I mean, literally Businesses are closing down. They're closing the cinemas. They're stopping people going on the streets. It's not that bad in the UK yet. Not like fascist Italy and fascist Spain. They literally won't let you walk in the street now. The police will grab you and march you back to your house. That's how crazy it's become for something that is just nowhere near as bad as all the other diseases, from lung disease, heart disease, cancer, as I said, sepsis. The number of people that die around the world with sepsis is 14 million a year. Yet, with 5,000 people that have become sick from, well, they say they become sick from coronavirus, but I don't think they have. I think it's just a general flu. I mean, I'm just going to say that I admit that seasonal flu is just quite regular, and it happens. Don't even really think that, but that's another story. And when people get sick, when they're already seriously sick, such as lung fibrosis, they die. It's a fact of life. My mother died at age 64. It just happens. But we don't, what I call, crash all the economies of the world. We don't arrest people if they try to walk in the streets. We don't keep people imprisoned in their homes. We don't crash businesses so that, I really don't know what's going on. So these are the reasons why. I'm not going to go into a big deal today. I'm just going to do 15 minutes today. And I've done 6 of those 15 minutes. I could go on and on. I haven't scripted this whatsoever, by the way, so I might ramble a bit, but I will try to script the others, partly with some information and partly with answering the questions that you might have been asking. I've got lots of people watching. I can see them all popping up there. So now, this is the deal. I want to explain why I believe this is all a confidence trick. As I say, it's quite difficult for the average person because you want to believe in the doctors, you want to believe in medicine, you want to believe in governments even, but they don't deserve your trust. They really don't. They are either stupid or they're evil, or both. I'm not sure, but I don't care what the cause is. But they're not going to take my life away. I've got 3 children and 8 grandchildren. The grandchildren go from 2 years of age up to 24 years of age. And they've got a life to live. And I'm so annoyed that they're having to see this and be terrorised by it, because no matter what I say, I'm just granddad. They're watching all these things on TV. They're watching the BBC. I mean, the BBC, if anybody knows about the BBC, they're the most biased organisation going. And it wasn't many years ago that they banned all natural health from their websites, articles on their websites. And they will attack various things, such as homeopathy. Now, I don't use homeopathy. That's not to say I wouldn't use a homeopathy, because I believe that, it literally is a problem with our lifestyle. The food we're eating, the water we're drinking, the not exercising enough. I'm stood up now talking to camera now. I haven't sat down working for 24 years. For 24 years I've not. I mean, occasionally if I've had to sit in a hotel, then I'm sat at a desk or whatever with my laptop. But I don't sit down, because I read that studies show that if you sit down for 8 hours a day or more, compared to a person that sits down for less than 3 hours a day, you have a 40% greater risk of mortality. That's called dying, actually. And that's crazy. And these statistics go on and on and on. Now, as I said before, I don't want to know what doctors know. I don't even want to know what medicine is, because that's not what we do. Medicine is for people who don't want to get healthy. Now, you might say, no, I want to get healthy, Robert. That's why I go to the doctor. you don't get healthy going to the... You might feel a little better, but you don't get healthy. And doctors, to be fair, know no better. They go from school, where they're brainwashed. They go to college, where they're brainwashed. They get further training in hospitals or general practice, and they're brainwashed by the people that came before. Because the medical pharma mafia have a real control over anything that's said. In fact, I just looked up Linus Pauling, one of my heroes. He's a hero because he did lots of research into vitamin C or vitamin C, depending on which part of the world you live in. He has got 2 Nobel Prizes for medicine. He is a genius. But guess what? All the doctors say, oh, he's stupid. He doesn't know what he's doing. Doesn't know what he's talking about when he says that vitamin C can help to reverse cancer, reverse sepsis. I told you that I think it's 14 million people around the world die from sepsis every year, 50,000 in the UK. I don't know what the USA is. I will look up the figure if anybody wants it. And just moving off that now, because I can ramble very easily. Do send any questions, because I'm not going to answer questions on the night. I'll answer the questions the next night. So if you want some questions answering, please, just email them in, and I will check them out. If I need to do some research, I will do the research, but I will present them in a more coherent manner, as opposed to my rambling or ranting. In fact, I do an article I publish magazines as well, and I do an article, a 2-page article called Robert's Rant. It just gets it off my chest, when you want to get out there. Where are we going now? Yeah, I've got 3 minutes anyway, so I'll rant a bit more or ramble a bit more. As I say, that's the important thing for you to ask your questions. Now, I also send out a newsletter on a Thursday, and that's quite a big newsletter. I am going to record that as well, because people tell me, why don't I record? I actually started, when I first started 24 years ago with doing newsletters, I used to type the newsletter out, record it, put the recording in the email, and then people could just listen to it, and I've stopped it. So I'm going back to that on this Thursday coming, and there's a reason for that, which if you're signed up to my Thursday newsletter, you'll get that. But these are just 15 to 30 minutes maximum, so not too much to do, but I will be more structured in the like tomorrow and the other evenings at 7. That will be Monday to Friday, and you can ask me questions, anything. You can actually even say, Robert, you're crazy, and you wouldn't be the first person to tell me that, but that's okay, because I don't blame anybody for being totally confused with what is going on in the world. It's just, I don't know. How do they think they're going to get out of this now? Because the people are not going to die. Certainly, well, actually, all the people that have been reported to have died at the moment, I don't know what they died of. They say it was coronavirus or coronavirus, to give it its correct name. Do you know? I don't know. Do you trust them? Well, I don't trust them, because they tell lies. In fact, the pharmaceutical industry have fined billions for their fraud and hurting people. They fined billions by the FDA and other people, but they just pay the fines and then carry on. And the governments don't want to stop them because they're afraid. They're afraid of the bad publicity if they said, no, you can't have these drugs. I mean, look what happened in the USA with the drugs, getting people on drugs, and then they were just literally couldn't get off them at all. And people killed themselves because they couldn't afford the drugs eventually in the end. And that was just because they had pain. Pain is a relatively easy thing to fix. But there again, so is lung fibrosis and Alzheimer's and cancer. So it's really down to trust. I mean, people that know me know that I've got 30 different books, and it's a step-by-step guide. All you do is join the dots, do what it says in the book, you will start to feel benefit. Try to take shortcuts. I'll tell you one quick story which hopefully reinforces that, because I'm over time. About 5 years ago, a lady contacted me to say her husband's been told he's only got about a year to live with lung fibrosis. Does it work? I said, yes, it works. I said, but he's got to stick to the plan meticulously. She said, oh, I'll make sure he does, actually. So, they got on the plan, got the book, and within 1 or 2 months, she came onto me and said, wonderful, great news. The doctor's given him the all clear. He's got no problems now. And I said, wonderful, wonderful. It's just why I do it, because it's in memory of my mother and all the people I can help. About 9 months later, she contacted me to say, Robert, it's come back. I said, why has it come back? I said, has he stopped taking the supplements? She said, no, he's still taking the supplements. I said, is he still following the diet that I said? She said, no, he's gone back to junk food again. See what I mean? It's just, you have to realise that for healthy, you have to follow healthy steps. And I hope I'm going to inspire you over the coming weeks and months with this little daily dose of good health. Thank you very much for listening.